You're welcome.
Let me
Back here.
well, you're looking pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Good to see you, Susan. It's
Yeah.
I was saying earlier, I don't know if you heard me, but if we're going to take the country back, we need to build our communities of trust. And the video connection, you can see the body language and the look in the eyes and things like this. This inspires trust because you can see whether the person looks like they're scheming to do something bad or if they're looking confident and comfortable.
Right.
And you know, and so it's such an advantage to be able to see people. It's almost as good as being right there personally, you know.
If I may,
Michael.
I would just like to ask anybody if they have had an opportunity to go before their local Republican precinct committee meeting and kind of measure the attitude of where the people are at. I don't know, have you had a chance to attend any of your local meetings, Charles?
I haven't been inclined to do so. I would like to take over the whole county here, and it is a strong right-wing base here in Texas. All kinds of Trump supporters around, but the short answer is no. I haven't been focused on that. I don't even know if there's. Well, yeah, the short answer is no. We could go on from there, but I'll just pause.
Well, we know there's a whole lot of angry Trump supporters all across the nation. And I know we have went to a couple of our local Republican club meetings, and it was spotty. There are a few people that are awake and invigorated and ready to fight, but the vast majority, you know, they like their comfort zone. They don't want to rock the smooth sailing boat. And it's very disappointing. But I think there's enough in the movement still that we can shake them up and hopefully get them going. How about you, Susan, out there in Arizona? Have you been to any of your local small Republican club meetings to get a?
Yeah, our legislative district here in Scottsdale is the largest one in the county, and they tend to be a lot of older people, not a lot of young people attend. And it's the same old story. You know, they get a little bit of power and they think they're in charge of everybody. And we started a group a year and a half ago called Trump Fridays. And we would meet every Friday at a bar or restaurant and just hang out. And of course, the people in charge of the LD legislative district, they wouldn't come. They go, why are you hanging out at a bar on a Friday night? Why don't you go door knocking? Like, you know what? Because it's about building relationships, you know how that works. You know, you get to know people and you have a social relationship with them. So yeah, it's always fighting that battle. You know, we know all the people in our LD pretty well. And you know, they had I think I told you this, they had a speaker that came last week at their meeting, and he was a data analysis, and he was analyzing the results of the election, in which districts and which neighborhoods voted for Trump. And a couple of the women I know stood up and said, what are you talking about? You don't know who voted where. You're just going off what the county gave you. You don't know what the truth is. And then caused a big ruckus and people were fighting. So, you know, there's our side and there's their side.
Yeah, I just think if we could get just one state to open up this Pandora's box, that's all it's going to take is one state to prove conclusively that there was widespread criminal fraud, and it will explode. I really believe that. How about you, Cynthia? Do you have any comments on this?
Well, as soon as you said that, we had that conversation earlier about Broward County, Florida, having fraud there, and I was raised in Broward County, Florida, and I was like, well, of course that makes sense. Broward County is always one of the worst. It happened back in the Bush administration. Florida was one of the defining, because there was problems with the voting in Florida then, and I think it was Palm Beach and Broward County back then. But Deborah Wasserman Schultz, she lives in Broward County, and so of course there's going to be fraud. And I just, there's a lot of states that, even though their state went red, it's okay. We lost the House and we lost the Senate. So there's still a problem, and there's still fraud that could be determined. And I just think the whole entire nation needs to be audited, to be honest with you. I'm so tired of these people thinking that they can just control our lives, do whatever the heck they want, break the law, completely breach the Constitution. But if we go 5 miles over the speed limit, we can be, have consequences because of that. If it's just, the control they have over us is, it's tyrannical. I mean, it's just not right. And this is a time for people to stand up. And we're even starting to lose our momentum, and we're the heavy hitters. And so you can imagine how beaten and hopeless the average American feels right now. And it's a heavy weight to bear. And
Well, the thing that I don't like is I don't like the media. Like, I don't watch Fox anymore, but still, all they talk about is what the other side's doing to us. Who has a call to action on any of these shows? They're not saying, you know what, this is what we need to do. Let's go do something. It's like, oh, well, they did this and Biden did this and Democrats are doing this. And they're saying this about you and they're blocking your social media. Okay, so let's do something about it. Let's not hear. And why not? Why wouldn't people be upset? Like you're saying, sitting there or watching TV.
Well, there's so many distractions. You got the Super Bowl coming up. You've got, there's just so many distractions, and they set it up that way. I mean, they dumbed us down, and they set it up that there was going to be so many things, and the internet plays a huge part of that. I mean, you could be at your computer literally all day long and not even begin to scratch the surface of time and energy that can be spent.
That's an excellent point. We have thought of it many times. There's not any calls to action going on. Everyone wants to just chit chat and talk about the symptoms of tyranny. There's very little strategic action and remedy. And that's what this call is all about. That's what we want to do, is create action and remedy.